What's good, guys? Back with my second Patreon roster review, this time for Feraan. He's been waiting for this for a couple of months, but between my busy schedule and then being ill for 2 weeks, it got heavily delayed. He wants some help with his heroic Sith raid Nightsisters, so we're going to look through their mods and see what we can do there. And after that, we're going to look through his account in general and see which way we can improve things. So if you'd like a roster review yourself, you can either join me on my brand new YouTube membership. Once you've been there for at least 2 months, then I'll add you to the list. Otherwise, you can join my $10 tier on Patreon, where it becomes a perk immediately. So that's about it for the intro. Let's get on with this video. Alright, then let's get cracking straight into this. What are we at? 4.7 million galactic power. So this guy is quite clearly a beast who should totally be in my guild, but isn't. He's in Team Steroid. And arena-wise, I mean, he's got the ideal team. He has Malik. He's not 7-star, but I don't think many people really were sat on that much currency to 7-star him straight away. So I think you can be forgiven for that. Let's have a quick look at his mods, and then we'll get into his main request, his Nightsisters and such. Okay, so on speed, I'd like you to speed and speed because the secondary set doesn't actually match. 160 speed, that is disgusting. Wow. That, I'm going to guess the rest of his team are incredibly fast as well then. Let's go Bastila, probably. Usually I see her about 130 odd. 157. Wow. You clearly have some very good mods. Now, I tend to see Sith Trooper quite fast on these teams. You've gone the opposite. You've gone for very, very slow, which is how I've always ran him personally. Let's have a look at the Malik. This is another one that can go either way. Some people like him slow and super tank. It looks like you've gone for speed again. Yeah, 131. Still fairly tanky, but nowhere near some of the ones that I've tested against. A good option there is actually to just go for loads of health and loads of defense, because then it is just near impossible to kill him, even with Probe Droid. You get him up there like 150,000 total health pool, and not even Probe Droid can take him down, so that can be a great thing for defense. As if Malik wasn't good enough on defense already. HK, another one that can be modded either way. And I see you've gone for the offense set. I'm guessing this is likely because Havoc can't actually crit. But you stack the offense as high as you can. Havoc will do a lot more damage. And it's the AoE attack. 121 speed. That's actually a very fast HK. I don't see too many that quick. Not even on the test server, to be honest. 3,700 on the physical offense. Not bad at all. I personally went crit sets on HK. But as I mentioned, having an offense set will benefit this move considerably. It can't critically hit, but it does true damage. The higher your offense, the more damage this move in particular is going to land. It looks like you've got the meta squad, Bistan there. And they're all gear 12. Wow. No need to even really check these. You know it's going to be gear 12 if they're 7-starred, and looking at the rest of your account. Once again, nasty team, so evidently incredibly viable in both arenas. Let's get into a broader look at the entire roster. You can see you have pretty much every key character. Padme there as well, very nice. Let's go over some of the top squads. For Jedi, wow, even Jahani's developed, very nice. That's probably the one. She's probably my worst Jedi, actually. Believe it or not, my I'm a Gun Die is actually fairly strong in comparison to most of mine. Very strong mace, I'm guessing, for the territory wars. And I see your Clone Wars Triumph. It hasn't been developed yet, but you do have Padme. You've just got those 2 Zetas on, so I'm assuming that's a work in progress. Very strong Plo Koon. I do like to see that, especially after my video. He's slow, but Plo doesn't need to be that quick anyway. He's a turn-me generating machine. Let's have a quick look at the speeds that you've got here. I see you've still kept him very well modded. Mine is also still very well modded. I think my Jedi team is actually still better than my Sith Empire squad. 132. Just having a look as a secondary squad where this still hangs up. 106, not bad at all. Jolie shouldn't have been massively affected because the, Darth Revan's team doesn't really use a great deal of the mods that Jolie would. I see you kept him very, very strong, actually. Good speed on him, too, at 91. Another character doesn't need to be super fast. You generally want him to go last. Grandmaster Yoda, 118. I see his mod sets have changed significantly, likely because he's not used to face mirror match Jedi Revan anymore, so it doesn't really need to be modded the way he used to be. A lot of people will favor crit sets, in fact, once no longer having to use them in mirror matches. Curious on your General Kenobi, considering you have Padme. Just how he's looking. I'm guessing still a work in progress on that squad. Let's get onto your Nightsisters, because that is the team that you wanted me to look at in particular. What we can do to increase the damage here. I'm guessing that's probably her unique. Is the one she needs anyway. Crit sets, that's quite unusual. It's quite unusual, Mother Talzin. I like offense and potency on her, or speed. And speed and health really keep her alive. She does tend to use a lot of special damage attacks, which is why offense tends to do a lot better than an actual all-out crit set. So yeah, I would definitely consider changing those mods. When it comes to the raid, speed is a big thing, so I would probably go a speed set and a health set, because potency is not really going to be a major factor there, unfortunately. You could keep a crit chance set with the speed if you wished. If you're going to use her in any other modes, I really would recommend either speed and potency or offense and potency, though. Even offense and health. Let's have a look at the others. Talia is often a key to big scores in the Heroic Sith raid. And I see you've kind of done the right thing there, actually. You've stacked a ton of offense. Harder she hits, the more the team are going to be healing. Let's have a look at those physical offense scores. That's pretty good, actually, at 3,800. So really, the only way to improve on Talia here is just higher offense secondaries or a little bit more speed. Now, so you got a pretty nice offense secondary there. Not a great deal of speed on it, but the mod in itself is quite useful. I mean, something like this at 6 dot is really going to help as well. It's going to push that up significantly and also give you a little bit more of a spike on that. Yeah, I mean, the offense on these is pretty decent, actually. So, really... Oh, that's a really nice one. Really, it's just a case of 6 dotting, I think, in order to make Talia heal the team a little bit faster and keep things going. Speed is definitely an issue on Mother Talzin, of course. Now, Asajj is always really, really slow. I see you've tried to make up for that there with a speed set. Actually, I would personally change this altogether. I would almost swap the mod sets between Asajj and Mother Talzin. What you really want to be doing on Asajj is having a crit modded for mass damage, because her damage is going to be stacking. So the higher her damage is going to be when it comes to crit sets is the more damage you're going to get overall, because as she ramps up, she's going to hit harder and harder. So I personally have gone for crit damage and crit chance on this with some nice high offense secondaries, because it doesn't really matter when it comes to a speed set, because she is slow as a snail anyway. I mean, her base speed is probably one of the lowest in the game. I mean, you got a 96 mod set on her here, and she's only just at 200 speed. So I really wouldn't worry too much about focusing on how quick she goes, as I would how hard she's going to hit, because she's going to get a lot of turn meter gain from the others anyway. When it comes to Nightsister Zombie, really with her, it is a case of speed and health. That's what I go with. I keep her as fast as possible to keep the focus on her. The quicker she is, the more she's hitting, the more she's taunting. You've gone for health and a little bit of defense up there. There's no speed on these. I mean, I would go the complete opposite to this. Make her as quick as you can, have her hitting as much as you can, because it'll also make her incredibly annoying for people in Grand Arena, territory wars, and stuff like that. If she's really, really slow, it allows teams like the Imperial Troopers, for example, to just get off and just start slaughtering your team before she's even going to get more taunts in. So definitely speed her up. Now for old Daka, this is another one of the characters that would benefit from speed. Speed and health tend to be the big thing for her. Let's have a look at your 68. That's pretty standard what I see on a lot of old Dakas these days. Not many people like to keep her fast. I do, because this has a bit of a large cooldown at 4, to be honest, especially when you're dealing with the big damage in the Heroic Sith raid or high damage teams in the likes of Grand Arena and such. Having her as fast as possible will increase how quickly this cools down, so she can get this off if she's going to need it, which she probably is going to need it, because the Nightsisters have a habit of collapsing at times, and then you'll lose like 2 of them at once. Having Daka be able to bring the team back, especially when she's able to bring the entire team back at times, it's really going to help if you've got her as quick as you possibly can. I wouldn't worry too much about anything else on her other than health and speed. That's personally what I do for old Daka. So hopefully that little guide there will help you achieve much bigger scores, because I mean I pointed out several big problems there when it comes to Heroic Sith raid Nightsisters. Nightsisters is a team that I have been running since before they even got reworked and were any good. I was one of like 35 people in the world with a Zeta Asajj Ventress right away. So this is one of the Zetas that's just not needed anymore at all. Some people put it back on just for that tiny little benefit that you'll get, but yeah, I would just leave it off. I left mine off. I was one of the original owners of it, and it's just not the same anymore now that Zombie can no longer be, you know, paper Zombie. As for the rest of the Nightsisters, there's not really any major use for them anymore. Nightsister Acolyte for me often just plugs into other squads. If you're going to use her, I'd change those around and get some crit chance on her there as well. Yeah, definitely help out. I believe one of her moves benefits from it. Recovers 40% health on a critical hit. That's the one right there. Health and crit chance are the sets that I run on Nightsister Acolyte. It makes her a little bit more difficult to kill, but even then, she's pretty much just a plug-in character into a throwaway team when I need a bit of big damage to clear something in Grand Arena or Territory Wars. It's a shame because Nightsister Acolyte used to be a really key part of the team, but then characters like Plo Koon were figured out that could shut the Nightsisters' stealth mechanics down very easily. Spirit's a fun character to play. I don't think she's really anything you're going to need to focus on. An Initiate, outside of Deathstorm, doesn't really have a lot of use anymore because everyone had to develop their zombies, so Initiate becomes the squishy one in the Deathstorm team for Phase 3. Let's go to the next big thing that's happening right now, Galactic Republic. This is kind of the faction that I feel is probably second best when it comes to defense. A lot of people say, well, you can shut Padme Amidala down with the likes of Palpatine, but if you have a character in the team, say Grandmaster Yoda, or even Rex, that can get tenacity up in the team very quickly, it completely shuts down any of the debuff squads that can break Padme. We'll have a quick look over your Padme here. You've got both Zetas on her. Let's have a look at the speed. 121, that's actually very good. So I'm guessing you're getting some good use out of the team. I did see all your other characters, the key ones for it were like gear 12.3 or above. They just lack in their Zetas at the moment. I would recommend this is a team that you really dive in and complete. They're an absolute fantastic team and cause a lot of people a lot of problems. I've even seen this work defensively against the Malak squads, because if you get tenacity up there quick enough, then Darth Revan can't get shock on and nothing happens. It's absolutely beautiful. You have pretty much all the perfect characters for this. I see we got R2 developed, you've got the Triumvirate developed, you've got Barriss developed and Zated, you've got Rex down there as well if you need to plug him in because Grandmaster Yoda's in use elsewhere. So you've pretty much got the perfect squad. I also expect at some point we're going to see the clones get reworked in line with the return of the Clone Wars TV show. Now, there's not a lot of point in me looking over teams to see if you're ready for certain events coming up, because from what I can see, you have like every single major character anyway. So what I'll have a quick look at are your Separatists, because we have the Darkside Geonosis territory battles coming from the Clone Wars era. And from what I can see, you've got a pretty fantastic team there. You've got 3 of your Geonosians already at gear 12.3. That's something that I've considered doing and just never got around to it. Droidica's looking excellent. B1 could be developed a little bit more, but I find, probably like you're finding, that he can function really well at low gear as well. Dooku just got a rework, so maybe worth taking a little further. I suspect he's going to play a key role in this upcoming territory battles. The same can be said for Nute Gunray, As for Poggle, don't be surprised if we end up with some sort of zone which requires nothing but Geonosians and they throw a 5th one into the game, something like the Geonosian zombie drone or something like that. But it looks like you're pretty well prepared, to be honest. Let's have a look at your smugglers. Not bad, not fantastic. That's surprising. A lot of people like the smugglers, and your Kira isn't zated. Young Han, just like mine, left at low gear. I've actually just taken mine to 10, but he was gear 8 for like forever and a day. I already know how your Sith Empire are. Let's check your actual classic Sith. So we got Traya looking really, really nice. Nihilist, Scion. Just Savage and Marauder that already been left. Marauder's actually not too bad with Darth Revan and Malik. The Resistance. Now this is a team I'm suspecting are going to come into the game in a big way when the 9th movie actually drops. I fully expect both Resistance and First Order to get some significant buffs and some new characters, so it may be worth players like us looking at doing something with some of these. My own Rose Tico is trash, my Holdo is trash, and I see you have exactly the same issue in your account, so getting them up may be worth looking at. Let's go to your First Order. It's the same issue here. A couple of these really, really underdeveloped. Pretty much just like mine, actually. You've not really gone the Zeta route or done a great deal with your First Order. They don't have any major use in the game right now, but it'd be hard to imagine them and Resistance being totally ignored when the next movie comes. We've already got 2 Kylos. I don't really expect the 3rd one to get added. If anything, we'll probably see the current ones get buffed. And last time, really, Resistance got the better stuff, so hopefully the First Order actually gets some love this time. General Hux has to arrive, surely. We got Flame Trooper. There's plenty of characters that could be brought in to actually give this faction a boost. And what I remember before when we actually did get Executioner is the team was still missing a couple of key pieces to be functional, particularly in any form of meta way. So I hope this review's given you a few things to think about, buddy. Hopefully it'll definitely help out those Nightsister runs. Let me know how all your runs go. And until next time, everybody, we out of here.